We got to make a move, and now is the time. Hey guys, I'm Soko Jones. I'm coming to you with some great information to help you help yourself, to help you to know how to use your voice and why it's so impactful and so urgent that you use your voice now with the Senate, okay? The timing and the political game that we're actually in. I'm going to kind of break it down a little bit so that you understand why it's so important for you to get on these Zoom calls and get into these town halls and let your voices be heard. Hashtag save the 600 and hashtag extend UI, which is extend unemployment. So it's really important, please, if you are giving your opinion on any other social platforms, that you hashtag save the 600 and hashtag extend UI so that we can build up a voice and a presence on all of the social platforms and let our Senate at this time know that we are hurting and that we need for them to act now. This wait and see plan that they're doing right now is not benefiting anyone, and they are not hurting at all. As a matter of fact, let's get into that right away. We get into why the timing is so important that you exercise your voice right now. And when I say exercise, I just mean use your voice. If you are the kind of person that feels like it doesn't matter whether I show up, somebody will, say it. I'm sure somebody will ask my question. That's not the point. The point is to show the numbers that we've got, the support that we are, how bad we're hurting, how many of us are hurting. Why is now so important? Now is so important because currently Senate, Congress is on what they call a recess, okay? So the recess is going to be through Monday that's coming, which means at that time they're planning to present a package, a second stimulus package. They are supposed to be scattered back to their states, which means they've left DC, okay? So the recess is not supposed to be about them not working. It's supposed to actually be about them going back to the states that they represent and doing these town halls and hearing their constituents, their voters, the people that they represent, okay? So that's how this town hall that's happening today with Senator Masto is so urgent. Now, why with Senate? Okay, because I'm going to push with Senate. The House has already passed the bill to extend the 600 through the beginning of the year, right? And now we need Senate, and we need the bill to pass in Senate. So now that it's on the Senate floor, they presented this bill. They're not agreeing on it. There's enough representation from the Republican side. They are actually on the wait and see, okay? And they're like, oh, we're going to see, and this, that, and the other. Meanwhile, the PUA, which is the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, okay, in case you didn't know what that stood for, that's what it is. So you have your state unemployment that you get for working, and then they have added the bonus 600. Well, the reason that bonus 600 is so important is because if you don't have money to pay your bills, you go into, basically desperation. We're starting to see people coming to the end of the eviction, the rental protection where they weren't able to evict, and seeing some of the landlords and mortgage holders who did get a break. They got a 12-month break, right? Whereas the people that are renters, at the end of this stay of eviction where they weren't allowed to evict you during the pandemic emergency, they could have been filing and could evict you at the end. If you're not able, you still have to pay that money. You still owe the money. It was just more like a forbearance for 3 months. And so that now we understand that's what's going on. The Democrats and the Republicans have to come to an agreement before the next round of stimulus, which would include an extension for the unemployment and other benefits. I'm going to concentrate right now on Save the 600 because that is what affects us the most. We need the money right now. We need to keep this money going. And the reason that it goes from being important that we deal with our senators, which Tomorrow is a senator town hall. And she is dire because your senator is your voice. She takes our complaints and our whatever we have, our questions, our concerns, she takes that back to DC and she represents us in the room in the Senate, right? So just so that you understand how important this person is to us and why. It's because the bill is held up in the Senate right now. We have a chance to talk to our senator. She listens to our hurt, our questions, our need to understand what the plan is. And then she takes it back to them and she goes, listen, my voters are saying this is what we need right now. And Nevada has been hit so hard, okay, that this is uber important for us, super urgent for us. Our casinos are closed down. The ones that are open, they're 1/4 or 1/3 open. They're open on certain shifts. They have to adhere to all of these, big fines. And I mean, as soon as they open, if something happens and someone tests positive, they closing it back down again. Done. And of course, that makes sense to us. But that also means more families without work, because as soon as that shuts down, they're back on unemployment. And so the numbers that they're saying are positive and people are going back to work and all of those things, they're not being reported accurately because they don't see, that building opens up, that person goes back to work for 2 or 3 days until someone tests positive and then they're back out of work. They're not boots on the ground. So here's your chance to say, hey, this is what's happening in a case like that. This film crew, I'm a performer. Okay, I'm a local performer, showgirl for years in Vegas, actress. I've still been, involved in different projects, parts of projects, and those projects have been stayed because of the huge amounts of new protocols and the financing, the budget cuts, and the charges that are added because of COVID. Okay. So a lot of those projects have either been postponed, they've been delayed, or they've just, they're like, okay, we're just going to have to cancel. And so it's a lot of work that looks like it's there, possibilities that aren't actually coming to fruition for one reason or another. And here's the other thing. They're on recess until Monday when they come back and reconvene, and we need to have our voices we need to have our stuff in the pocket before then. Also, they go back on recess on August the 7th. They don't come back until I think the 22nd. So here's with the unemployment, if it expires on July 25th and they turn those computers off, I hate to break it to you, but for as long as they took to get us in the system, when they turned those computers off before, when they were trying to get the PUA activated, they turned those computers off on July 25th and they haven't decided that they're going to extend it. We got to go back through that process of waiting for weeks to get our PUA assistance again. Just so you know, it is urgent that we get our voices heard and we get our bids in to make them make a move as soon as possible. They got to make a move immediately, because if they go back on recess and we don't have the extension approved before they go, we're going to have to go through going back into the system. And here's what's true. There is a collective of over 100,000 people that still haven't received their unemployment. So now we're going to re-flood the system with the people that had already been in the system, plus the people that had their system, their activation jacked up for whatever reason. I think that you kind of are getting why this is so urgent. So I'm coming to you to say the game that we're in is right now the HEROES Act. That bill has been passed in House. Senate is the next big guy where they have to come together and agree. The town halls with the senators are so urgent and important because they are our voice in the big room. How do you get in on getting to these town halls so that you don't find out last minute like I'm telling you today? You can go to crisistownhalls.org. CRISISTOWNHALLS.org. That site is going to tell you when the town halls are happening in your town. Ha! You like that? So, also, I am working with Unemployed Action. This is another way to exercise your voice. And that program, they train you up. It's not a lot of, it's really not. It's super simple for us to help ourselves. The point of it is for us to find the people that are looking for us. Supporters are looking for a place to gather and come together and figure out how they can help, how we can help ourselves, how we can help each other. You don't want to see your brother man out there with his family and his kids suffering. We have to figure out what to do. It's so much better when we come together with like minds and organize and then get moving forward. Unemployed Action does that with texting. They have a thing that's like, hey, you should be in contact with your Congress every day, right? Your congressman you should be on the phone and in constant flux of conversations, letting them know what's on your mind. How do you do that? Click on this link. You need to be making calls. Or if you're not a person that's like, listen, I'm not going to be on the phone making calls all day. That's just not my style. They got a link that they can call you. Okay, you could still get your voice heard. They have covered so many bases to make sure that we get our voices heard. You can give them this much time and then let it go. This is not a thing that's going to be permanent, you guys. But while it's here, we have an opportunity now to sit and see who we've actually put in office. Some of the monsters that we've put in there that don't give a rat's ass about us. Some of the people that are good voices. We did choose correctly. We did vote right. That's okay. We're not perfect. Let's get it right now. Now is not the time to pull yourself apart about what we did wrong. Now is the time for us to get the collective together and to get into a like mind and get moving. This isn't going to be permanent. But right now, we have a chance to make a punch. We have a chance to make an impact. You have a chance to get your voice heard to someone who's going to make a difference. Not your friend who is just listening to you blow smoke. This is real. And we need this 600. Hashtag save the 600. Hashtag extend UI. So for the people that have no idea, like, hey, I'm not big on technology. I don't really know how to do that. Most of us know how to send an email. You can send me an email to sokoj.unemployment@gmail.com. sokoj.unemployment@gmail.com. SOCO, the letter J, UNEMPLOYMENT@gmail.com. That's the teacher in me. I don't assume you know anything, and I don't throw no shade if you don't. I'm just here to add to your toolbox. Anyway, July 22nd is a huge National Day of Action. Okay, so I'm gonna drop another vid before then to make sure that I have my information correct and in line and organized so that you can also move in a way that is effective. That's really what I'm doing these videos for. I'm gonna bring you the resources. I need you to use them. Okay? Yeah. So I'm Soko J. Please reach out to me. I'm going to drop those links below. Please like, share, subscribe, do your thing. I'm going to be giving some updates on this particular subject. Please crisistownhalls.org, SocoJUnemployment@gmail.com, hashtag save the 600, hashtag extend UI. Let me make sure that I got everything. And we're out.